Debt is one of the most confusing topics in personal finance. Some people will tell you that all debt is bad and you should avoid it at all costs. Then you'll hear others say that debt is the key to building real wealth. So, who's right? Which one is true? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple. Debt itself isn't the problem. The real issue is how you use it. In this video, I'm going to explain good debt versus bad debt in the simplest way possible, so you can stop fearing debt and start understanding it. So, let's strip debt down to the absolute basics. What is it really? Debt is simply borrowed money that you have to pay back, usually with interest. That's it. It's a financial tool, nothing more and nothing less. Now, debt becomes dangerous when it grows faster than your income, when it adds stress instead of value to your life, or when it just finances your lifestyle instead of your progress. On the flip side, debt becomes useful when it helps you create future income, when it improves your long-term stability, and when it's controlled and carefully planned. This is exactly where the idea of good debt and bad debt comes into play. Let's talk about bad debt first. Bad debt is any debt that takes money out of your future self's pocket. It usually has three main traits: high interest rates, no long-term value, and it's often used for instant gratification. Some classic examples of bad debt include credit card debt from shopping sprees, payday loans with insane interest rates, personal loans for lifestyle, spending like vacations, or using those buy now pay later services without a solid plan to pay it off quickly. Bad debt feels good in the moment, but it makes tomorrow so much harder. It increases your stress levels, it reduces your future choices, and it can keep you stuck in survival mode, just trying to make ends meet. It's really important to remember that having bad debt doesn't make you an irresponsible person. It usually just means you were under a lot of financial pressure and didn't have many other options at the time. Okay, so what about good debt? Good debt is the opposite. It's debt that supports your future, not your impulses. It's an investment in yourself. Good debt usually has lower interest rates, it provides long-term value, and it's taken on with a very clear purpose in mind. Some great examples of good debt would be taking out a student loan for an education that directly increases your earning power, getting a modest home loan for a house you can comfortably afford, or securing a business loan that's backed by a real solid business plan. But here's the key. Good debt is not guaranteed success debt. It is calculated risk debt. Even something that starts as good debt can quickly turn bad if the amount is too large for you to handle, if you rush into it, or if you make the decision based on emotion instead of logic. This brings me to the biggest misunderstanding that people have about good debt. This is a mistake I see all the time. People hear the term good debt and they just assume that any debt used to buy an asset is automatically okay. That thinking is dangerous. A house you can't actually afford is bad debt, even though a house is an asset. A university degree that doesn't lead to a higher income can become bad debt. A business loan taken out without proper cash flow planning is definitely bad debt. The lesson here is that good debt only stays good when it fits your income, your current stage of life, and your personal risk tolerance. So why do so many people fall into bad debt? Honestly, most people don't choose it intentionally. They fall into it for a few common reasons. Low income that doesn't cover basic needs, unexpected emergencies that pop up, high levels of stress that lead to emotional spending, or just a simple lack of financial education. Bad debt is often a symptom of a larger problem, not a character flaw. Adopting a wealth mindset means replacing any shame you might feel with awareness and a plan to move forward. So how do you decide if a potential debt is good or bad? Here's a simple rule you can use. Before taking on any new debt, just ask yourself one powerful question. Will this debt make my future easier, or will it make my future harder? If it's going to add income, stability, or valuable skills to your life, then it might be good debt. But if it's only going to add stress, pressure, and future regret, then it's bad debt. It's that simple, honest, and clear. So how do you handle debt with a wealth-thinking mindset? A wealth mindset doesn't mean you avoid debt blindly. It means you manage debt intentionally. This means you actively avoid high-interest lifestyle debt. You work to pay off any existing bad debt as aggressively as you can. You use good debt carefully and slowly only when it makes sense. And you never, ever borrow money just to impress other people. Your debt should serve your life, it should never control your life. Let's wrap up with one final mindset shift. Debt is not evil, but debt is not magic either. It's a tool. Used carelessly, it traps people in a cycle of stress and financial struggle. Used wisely, it can support your growth and help you build a better future. The goal isn't necessarily to have zero debt for your entire life. The goal is to have controlled debt that works for you. Understand this difference, and you've just taken a major step toward real wealth thinking. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips on building a smarter financial future.